begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a for hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Durk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night.
Lil Durk has just been snitched on by his close friend Vonnie, which could make him guilty in his court case. Recently, Lil Durk's sister-in-law called Vonnie a rat and a snitch in an Instagram post about the federal murder for hire. Case in Court Today records showed that Vonnie is no longer in the Bureau of Prisons custody. This means he's likely been released from jail, possibly under house arrest, soon after he got a new iPhone and texted someone he thought he could trust, but that person turned on him and leaked all of his messages in one text. Vonnie wrote that he was trying to take a plea deal on a charge related to murder for hire. He explained that the maximum sentence was 43 years, basically a life sentence, but with a plea and other reductions, he could get his sentence down to just 5 to 7 years. He said going to trial was too risky because he might get an elbow, meaning a life sentence. He also didn't want to end up like the other boys, referring to someone named Jam, who also snitched more on that later. Vonnie's father is reportedly furious that his son cooperated with the feds. In fact, he allegedly revealed that Vonnie was involved in orchestrating the deaths of Lilab and King Von.
Oh no, he ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
Oh, that's what you meant by trenches of paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages, like that's...
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
But that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that, and with me saying Von, some people like, damn, what he gonna tell on some words on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I was free to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated Lil you orchestrated it, and guess who you work for?
Otavian's father comes from the streets where the rule is simple: if someone snitches on you, you can snitch on them. And he didn't hold back now. Here's why Vonnie decided to snitch. It all connects to 3 people: Infurk Vonnie and DD Vonnie. D are related, which is important. Recently, new body cam footage came out showing Lil Ted begging to snitch on Lil Durk and other F members. This footage could change the case completely. After it surfaced, Durk's lawyer asked the court for more time on their bond proposal. That raises a big question: what exactly did Lil Ted tell the feds? Lil Ted is DD's younger brother, and DD is one of Lil Durk's main street guys. On top of that, Lil Ted is cousins with Vonnie. He was arrested at a local convenience store with a gun in his jeans pocket, and he clearly didn't want to go to jail.
Dude had a... What about that? A man had a... with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
At that moment, Lil Ted was taken to the police station, but before they even got inside, tears were already running down his face. He yelled to the officers, "I swear I'll tell you about the murders," hoping it would keep him out of jail, but by then it was already too late.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
While sitting in the holding cell, Lil Ted was seen crying his eyes out. All he wanted was to snitch on every team member he knew, just so he could go home and avoid jail time. Remember, he's related to both Vonnie and Diso. The information he has, they likely know too.
Hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We can see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
D is Lil Ted's older brother. When word first spread that someone was snitching in the court system, the files only showed the person's last name. Everyone assumed it was D, but in reality it was his brother Lil Ted. This set off a chain reaction. Since Ted was already willing to snitch on Durk, there's a good chance the feds brought Devani and both of their parents into the same room. It's a common federal tactic having the mothers pressure their kids to cooperate instead of wasting. There lives in prison with all of them being related. It's basically 3 against 1. Lil Durk, and in that situation, Durk loses every time. The reason they're rushing to snitch is because Durk might be getting out of jail soon. According to Durk's father, he could be released on bond. This is Durk's 3rd attempt, and his lawyers have reportedly made an offer so strong that the judge might not be able to turn it down.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son, at least for the 3rd time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
This meant they had to move fast and snitch on Durk before he got out of jail. Prosecutors ended up dropping some of the evidence against Lil Durk, which gave him a release date. News outlets reported today during Lil Durk's court hearing. Prosecutors told the judge they are willingly throwing away evidence against Durk. They even read it out loud in front of the judge, which makes you wonder how it will affect the rest of his bond hearing. The way they did it seems shady. They specifically said they were dropping evidence tied to Durk's lyrics. Told me they got an addy, go, got location, go look on the news, see your son screaming no, while also showing a news clip of Quando Rondo yelling no on the sidewalk.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
This was a shady and unfair way to drop evidence, especially with Lil Durk so close to getting a bond. Prosecutors told the judge they were removing this evidence while reading it out loud, which will likely stick in the judge's mind when deciding Durk's fate. The move was so questionable that even Charleston White spoke out about it.
This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
The judge then announced in court that he would need a few more days to make his decision. Lil Durk was sent back to jail, but this is when his life took another big turn. According to reports, Chicago rapper Lil Durk was involved in an altercation inside the jail that morning. The incident even made Lil Baby tweet, "I don't care about nothing else other than Durk right now. Free the bro, the streets are connected." So what really happened? It started when news broke that Durk's day one friend Gleez had passed away the night before in Chicago. This suggested that several F members, including Lil Durk, were being targeted. The big question became who was seeking revenge on F. On the same day Durk was targeted in jail, Quando Rondo and Lil Tim both did interviews, delivered the exact same message, and were released at the same hour. Some people saw it as just a strange coincidence. Others believed it was a planned move so the feds wouldn't suspect them of going after Durk while he was still behind bars, giving them the perfect alibi.
Shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f***ing like that, cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
Quando Rondo echoed the same sentiment, saying he wished things had been handled very differently.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out. or whatever. Like that could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Two of Lil Durk's rivals doing interviews on the same day, both praising him and saying they wish things had gone differently. While Durk was being targeted in jail, doesn't seem suspicious at all, right? Because of this, Durk's lawyer ended up speaking with DJ Academics, addressing the situation and even revealing Durk's release date. He also shared details about how the prosecutors had damaged their own case.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
He went on to explain that the prosecutor's case is now even weaker since they can no longer use Durk's lyrics as evidence. Durk's lawyer even called the charges a joke, saying the feds only had lyric evidence to begin with, and now they've thrown that out too.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Act. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
A few days later, the judge finally made his decision. Durk walked into the courtroom and the news reported. The feds say Lil Durk would have to go completely broke and give up all of his property to be granted a bond. They fear he might use his money to put bounties on witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is, under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
With the feds worried that Durk might target witnesses, it almost seemed like he already had. Vonnie was scared this could happen to him too. It was even announced, "Has anyone heard from Jam since he snitched on Lil Durk?" Several F-Gang members are gone, and low-key Jam has been missing for months after being exposed as a snitch on DJ Vlad's show.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now he put everyone in a jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.
When this story hit the headlines, reports read, OTF. Jam was found by F members hiding in a house outside of Atlanta, sources claim. Jam was punished for snitching on F leader Lil Durk. Alongside the report was a photo of the spot where Jam had been staying, and no one has heard from him since Vonnie doesn't want to end up like F Jam. Jam's fate came from the information he provided. According to court files, over 230 gigabytes of digital evidence, including audio recordings, video, surveillance, and 20,000 pages of reports are now being processed for discovery. An F member named Jam is the one who supplied all of this. One court update stated, the feds believe Durk paid to have two people dealt with. Number 1, Stephen Mack, who killed Durk's brother D-Thang. Number 2, Jam's baby mother, who died after Lil Durk found out. Jam had worn a wire around him. The feds think Jam is the key to putting Durk away for all 3 crimes. This means that once the Lil Pab case is done, Durk could still be facing 2 more cases. It was during an Instagram live when Durk first suspected Jam was wearing a wire jam. was seen holding the top of his jacket and whispering into it.
Hey, kid! Give me the check on your man. I heard you got his head. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I don't have a dare. Architect. What happened to dare? School trying to stop down.
But months before his arrest, Durk already sensed something was off with Jam. As one source put it, Durk has been playing 3D chess this whole time knew Jam was going to cooperate.
I see from a mile away. I don't think people realize that. I can have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your cooperate.
After everything that happened, Lil Durk spoke out saying he no longer even lets his friends know where he lives and doesn't share personal information with anyone. You can tell how hurt he is knowing that Jam snitched on him.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
Promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids, cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the you gotta watch.
Everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play. I see from a mile away.
I don't think people realize.
F-Jam is the same man Lil Durk once gifted $50,000 to during an Instagram live. If Durk did that for you, would you still snitch?
What's the name, brother? Steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him. Get in the milk so they want me to trick, bro.
See that?
Feed
for my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. This too much. Crazy though. My sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro.
Bro got out what?
You know
how many you did now?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah, that's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really just get in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
But there's something important about that Instagram live. The people seen in the background caught the attention of the feds, who decided to investigate further. They discovered these same individuals had been spotted jewelry shopping with King. Vonin, they were also connected to Lope's death. This meant they all stuck together, were very close friends and likely wanted revenge for King Von.
Solitary.
They big fan. We just looked at him.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
With everything stacked against Lil Durk, he still has one last chance at being released from jail, according to his lawyer. When DJ Academics asked if Durk would consider taking a plea deal, his lawyer Drew replied, "Now we're going all the way."
You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen, like, this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's gonna be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. So there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
They're pushing the case all the way for one main reason. Lil Durk's lawyers have been holding on to a key argument they believe can win. They claim that everything Durk does online or in his music is simply him exercising his First Amendment right, just like Young Thug, who was also released.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is violent.
This is looking very good for Lil Durk. In fact, some lawyers online are already predicting he could be released from jail, just like Young Thug. I'm curious till you agree.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted, and I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, and it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before